everyone should have an outlet for their expression. I can see yours is Star Wars, which I also love. And we should all be encouraged to have something beautiful in our lives, which isn't just paying the bills.
I want to start asking you this thing. Jamie could have been demotivated when he was told to keep the vision of his future like realistic, that he must choose an achievable profession. I don't know, people put art almost as an imaginary thing, or that very few people will really achieve. Do you think that the play helps children or teenagers who still don't know what they want to do with their lives to contemplate being what they really are passionate about?
I really hope it does, yes, because I was a kid at school who was told you can't really do that for a job. And Dan Gillespie Sells, who I wrote the show with, he was told the same thing. And Jonathan Butterill, the director who had the idea for Jamie, he was told the same thing. And I think probably at some point, most of our casts, we've had many casts now, have said, "Oh, I was told you can't do it." And to a certain extent, it's fair enough. Most people don't get to pay the bills by doing something like that. And it's good to be, it's a teacher's job to say to kids, look, I need to prepare you for the real world. And you can't all be Premiership footballers or movie stars. Only a few people ever get to do that. But of course, someone gets to do it, and it could be that kid. But what I hope is not that necessarily everyone thinks, oh, I can be a drag queen or a performer, because you have to have more people in the audience than on the stage. That's how it works. But it just says to people, you can pursue your passion. It doesn't have to be professional. I mean, who knows? With Jamie in the show, does he become a professional drag queen? I've no idea. It's quite possible he doesn't. But at that moment in his life, it helped him through all this difficult time. It helped him express so much about himself. And as an adult, whether he ends up becoming a successful drag queen or not, he will have something special in his heart because of what drag has shown him. And certainly he'll be doing it for fun at the weekends. And everyone should have an outlet for their expression. I can see yours is Star Wars, which I also love. And we should all be encouraged to have something beautiful in our lives, which isn't just paying the bills. Not that there's anything wrong with paying the bills. It's the most responsible thing a parent can do is give their child a roof over their head and food on their plate. That's a heroic thing to do. But at the same time, we have to have space to be human, and this glorious light we all have in our heads and our hearts, we have to put that somewhere and not feel embarrassed or ashamed about the fact that we like, Jedis or drag queens or whatever it is. There's space for all of that. And Jamie is a story about a mom who works so hard to support her son's dream, because her dreams didn't come true and she doesn't really have them in the same way. I get so much happiness from seeing him succeed and be happy. And my message to anyone out there is, whether you can make a profession out of your artistic side, that light inside you, or not, never be ashamed to let it shine, and always enjoy the full spectrum of what you are as a human.
Okay, you mentioned Jamie's mom, and I wanted to ask you, what do you think is the importance of people around us to support those passions that we have, our parents, our friends, our teachers, this considering what you just said, Jamie's mom and Jamie's specific case on his father absence?
Having support from the people who you love and respect is incredibly important. But then, as Jamie shows, family can be many different things, and his actual blood father, as happened in real life with the real Jamie Campbell, he's not interested. I don't think Jamie has spoken to his dad since the documentary came out when Jamie was 16, and certainly has never spoken to him about the film or the stage shows or all the different versions around the world. But he finds in Pretty, his best friend, who isn't a real person, I invented her, but we all have a Pretty in our lives somewhere. He finds in her a kind of a sister, a confidant, someone who is the family that you choose. And I hope that what this shows is that if you're a parent or if you're a friend of anyone who has a dream, the most important thing you can do is support it. Be realistic, be there for them when it all goes wrong, because it will at some point, even if it then recovers. We all have our disastrous days as well as our great days. Be supportive, listen, be there for them. And if someone isn't, then go and find someone who is. It's tough to say, do you know what, my dad doesn't support me, so I need to just push him to the side, which is what Jamie has to do. I never had to do that. My dad is my biggest fan. I'm very lucky to say that. But you can find someone there who's there for you. And if you can't, you know, as a parent, if you can't love your child unconditionally, then I don't know why you had a kid. And Margaret shows the power of just love, what it is to just love someone. And it changes everything. It's the most powerful force there is. And Jamie, as a story, sort of celebrates that, I hope. My message to you would be, if you see me, come and tell me what you thought. I don't speak Spanish, so you'll have to come and tell me what happened. And I really, really hope you enjoy it. I can't wait to see it. I've never been to Mexico before. I've never been to South America before. And I'm really, really excited to see the next stage of Jamie's story. This is your story now, Mexico. And I really am excited to see what you're going to do with it.